Football Manager 2023 is here, and for my first tactic, I have been able to recreate an unbeatable 4-2-4 attacking menace on Football Manager 2023, and we did go on to play a whole season unbeaten in the French league. Although I'm using PSG, everybody has to have fun with PSG at least once in this game, and so far so good. No defeat with PSG, and then we did want to test out this tactic with two teams, by the way, PSG and Strasbourg. And Strasbourg being the somewhat sub-top side in the French league, they went on to finish in second place. They did lose 9 times, but the highest amount of goals was still by PSG by 101 or 111 goal difference. They had a point of 103, and Strasbourg were in there as well. 46 goals against 78 goals scored. Goal difference of 32 with a 76% total points tally. So it's the unbeatable 4-2-4 for Football Manager 2023, and I do like the team instructions in this one, especially the out of possession instructions. They're kind of more engaging this year, and in the out of possession instructions for the team, we're going to just have a sneak peek into it. By the way, don't let anybody trick you. I'm not saying that low block tactics don't work. High press still works very much well in this Football Manager game as well, provided that you have the player personnel to actually overpower the opposition. If you're using a mid-table team or a underdog side, high pressing may not work so well for you. And I also think his goal is also down to physical attributes of the players as well. So if you have physical players, you could go on to high press. Players with good pace, good aggression as well, you can go on to press your opposition. But if you have players that are not so physical, you might just want to keep a normal mid-block side of system. But like I said, out of possession instructions, high pressing with high defensive line, much more often trigger press, preferential goalkeeper distribution. And you're going to see the defensive line. Now the offside trap is no longer included in the team instructions, so it's now called the step up more and drop off. Drop off is not offside trap, and step up more means like apply an offside trap. So just the defensive line is going to step up and then leave the opposition's attacker offside, something like that. Yeah, I think you get the idea. So other instructions in this case, you notice that the defensive width as well is also been taken out, and then you have 2 instructions to replace that in pressing trap and cross engagement. So since we're using a narrow defensive width, because this tactic is meant to have a narrow defensive width, you can see the trap outside instruction that forces the opposition to go outside and try to cross the ball, and then you're asking your defenders, your fullbacks as well, to stop the crosses instead of inviting those crosses and encouraging the players to play those crosses. So while you're showing them outside, trapping them outside, you're also stopping the crosses. That's basically how the tactic operates in defense. Looking at the in transition instruction, nothing really changed much in this sense. Counter press, counter, distribute the ball to the fullbacks and roll the ball out to them. And with the in possession instructions, they've been asked to pass into space, look for the overlaps on either flank while playing out of defense. Looking for shorter passing in this case with extremely high tempo is going to show us high tempo in this sense. Run out defense is also included with low crosses and walking the ball into the box. By the way, the mentality of this tactic is generally attacking. I don't know if you can use the positive mentality for this tactic, but attacking sort of works best. Using that, considering that we're using PSG, it's good to attack. If you're using Strasbourg, I think going for an attacking mentality has also shown with the results that you can also get good results with this tactic even though you're playing on an attacking mentality. So we've looked at the team instructions, and let's look at the player instruction. Normally I do start with the player instructions, but for some reason I'm kind of excited, so I did go on to start with the team instructions as well because of the out of possession instruction. But the sweeper keeper is the goalkeeper in this sense. Sweeper keeper on attack duty, no instructions for him, and they opt him for the inverted wingback on support and on both sides. Yeah, so take more risks, shoot less often, and tackle harder are the instructions for the inverted wingbacks on support duty. And then you have 2 ball-playing defenders on defend. Their instructions are to pass it shorter, shoot less often, dribble less, stay wider, and tackle harder. So pretty much the same as it was in FM2022. Box-to-box midfielder is the midfielder on the right, and he has been asked to pass it shorter, take more risks, dribble more, shoot less often, get further forward, move into channels, close down more, tackle harder, and mark tighter. There's a roaming playmaker beside him as the other central midfielder, and he's the one that's going to be a bit more creative and a bit more direct. More direct passing, shoot less often, tackle harder, and mark tighter. You have 2 wingers on support duty in this case, and then 2 strikers or advanced forwards. The wingers on support duty have identical instructions as well. Take more risks, cross through the byline, hold the position, close down more, tackle harder, and mark tighter. And then your 2 advanced forwards also have identical instructions, and they have been asked to take more risks, dribble more, tackle harder, and mark tighter. So if you have the Football Manager 2023 beta version, or indeed if the full game has come out as at the time you're watching this video, FM 2023 is completely out, I'm going to attach a link in the description so you can download the tactic for yourself and test it out and see how it works out. So the French Cup, PSG went on to lose in the quarterfinals, and then they went on to win the Trophée de Champion. They went in third place of the Friendly Cup. Okay, that's not actually important. But then we do have a final against Bayern Munich. Maybe PSG can go on to eventually win the Champions League this time against Bayern Munich. We did go on to beat FC Bayern Munich in the final of the Champions League with PSG, and it was just a one goal from Lionel Messi, looping assist from Fabian with a wonderful pass. I thought it was offside at first, but apparently it wasn't offside, so it's a goal that stands, and it was just enough to help us to win the Champions League against Bayern Munich. We didn't all that dominate the game as much as we did. You can look at the stats. Bayern were actually in control of most of the game. They had the highest amount of possession and XG as well, but the one goal was enough to actually see us through and complete the double. So we won the league and the Champions League this time. PSG eventually won the Champions League. I hope they do get to win it this season as well. So I'm going to attach a link in the description so you can download the tactic for yourself and then test it out and see how it works out for you. And I'm going to continue checking for more Football Manager tactics and hint and tip while enjoying myself while playing Football Manager 2023 as well. It's good to have the new game out already, even though it's just the beta right now. And I'll catch you guys in more Football Manager hints and tip like this. Remember to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so you can get notified when new videos come up.